This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to the Lost Dollar Business Club, where we talk about business, and not just business. We talk about what makes businesses go up and what makes businesses go down. If you're interested in businesses, this is where it is. We talk about the global economy. We talk about global politics. We talk about everything and anything business related that affects your life on a global scale as well as a local scale. And don't miss after the show, Lost and Found. Various members and various guests. I can't wait to see who those are going to be. Hey, that was a good intro. That's better than last week's intro.
Nice work, David.
Good work, David.
Your wish is my command. I can say.
Yeah. Really? I mean, I'm wishing. Nope, hasn't happened. Okay. Anyway, go ahead. So,
we've got a good one today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well done. That's
well done.
Good to see you, John. Good to see you, Stephen.
Right. Yeah.
See you guys.
Last night was a big night.
Yeah, I went out to dinner. It was beautiful. I had scotch and cigars.
Yeah, that's right. And then it happened.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize you. I actually got to watch the first edition of the third series of Bridgerton. So amazing that you knew that, Michael. I mean,
that's exactly what we were talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Not about the biggest race of the century, or most ridiculous race of the century.
Yeah, F1 is Saturday, Michael. We're good. Or Sunday. F1 is Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, only the country's on the line here.
Well, let's get the debate out of the way, and then we can go into the other stuff about Amazon. So let me just say this. I said this to you guys in a text this morning. If this would have been hysterical if this was a Saturday Night Live skit. Unfortunately, this is the real world. It's not hysterical. I feel bad for the Democrats. I feel bad for the Republicans. Biden, I have nothing against. They need to just get rid of him. Bring in Michelle Obama or Gary Newsom. I think those are the only two people that have any charisma that could go against the Republicans. And for the Republicans, you literally heard, and if this is what you're into, 1932 Germany, your guy is going to go after Biden and every other person that's said anything nasty about him. So, John, I guess you'll be going back to Argentina. He's also going to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, increasing tariffs, increasing pricing, increasing this. Biden was correct. There was an article in The Economist and the FT that talked about if Trump gets in, what he's going to do with tariffs, how it's going to cause possibly a recession. Most economists are thinking it's going to cause a depression, which we're still not out of from 2008. So it'll just make it worse.
Oh, wait. We're in the strongest economy. We're in the strongest economy.
We're not. Stop with your bullshit that you read. Biden's an idiot. Did you watch him last night? We're not in a strong economy. We're in a recession, going away to a depression.
Before we get onto that, I'm having a bit of a depression here because I need to make some money for this channel. So
does he?
Okay.
Get the freedom and the flexibility of remote work in the lucrative tech industry. Bend your life around the world. Bandicoot is the premier course and community for thriving in a remote tech career. Join the revolution today. Bandicoot.com, official partner of the Lost Dollar Business Club.
The good thing with that company, Bandicoot, is at least you can do work outside the United States. Because
you can work from anywhere.
You may have to change the text, Michael, because it says like "join the revolution." I mean,
you may have to move. You should say "join the Civil War." That's where we're heading.
No, we don't encourage that. We don't encourage that.
But anyway, I thought the debate was pathetic.
Well, everyone agrees with you on that.
Well, I know who wouldn't agree with me. I know everything. But anyway, not only do I. Wait. Let me finish. Let me just say something. We just did the cigar show with a guy from Pakistan and from the UK. Yeah. And as you know, I get up early because I have things globally. Everyone I spoke to feels sorry for America. I feel sorry for America. I am literally today. I mean, and I like being an American. I'm very proud of it, but I am ashamed to be an American after watching America last night. It's embarrassing.
I got up this morning and turned on the BBC. Thank you. It's for the first time this week. I turned on the BBC, and I heard these two voices. And then, if I hadn't had any background information as to who it was, and then somebody said these are potentially the two new leaders of the free world, I would have just ran out of the house screaming. It's I mean, you should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed, because I felt embarrassed for the whole of America.
Well,
And then the other thing which seemed to be incredibly important was golf, and not even a golf war.
Well, that's important. That your handicap is very important. So I'm glad they brought that up. But
just the way it was just. I mean, and I came downstairs, and I said to Annette, "Oh, did you hear it?" She said, "Yeah." She said, like the he sounds like he needs to be in a home, because and he was really struggling. And I'm not going to mention names because you guys already know, but he was really struggling. And I just think, well, this is an embarrassment. Is this your future? Is this what you guys are?
That's what the problem is.
Look,
this is
a very well orchestrated maneuver. Why did they put Biden in a debate before the convention? Never done before.
Right.
It's a way to get Biden to step down. It's a strategy.
Let's hope so.
No, I'm with you, John. There have been rumors going on for months about how Biden would not be the nominee, and how they needed to figure out a way to get him out of the way.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a great way to show.
He was a great statesman, and is this the way he wants to leave? Because he's the laughing stock of Europe, and all the European newspapers are just saying, what's.
I don't know about a statesman, maybe a politician for sure. I don't know about
He was definitely a politician. I don't think Biden was ever a statesman. And just so everybody knows, we do have a guest on today. He's going to talk about his vodka company, but right now we're going to talk about the debate, because I'm assuming our guest wants to talk about vodka, not the presidential debate. But I'm going to go back to something we said many, many months ago on this show and a couple other shows. I think Michelle Obama or Gary Newsom for the Democrats. If the Democrats are serious about getting rid of Trump or not letting Trump win, you're going to have to bring one of those two people in, because the Democrats have no one else. Let's just full stop. They have no one else, and nobody knows any of the names except those two names. Gary Newsom, Michelle Obama, yes, because she carries her husband's name. But I think if you get Obama and Newsom, you probably can beat any Republican. I think the Republicans, like I said, saw that Trump is going to go after his political opponents. He's going to make it like Germany. He's going to increase everything. He's going to make it tougher for the poor and the middle class, which I feel sorry for you guys. I don't really care. I had John microphone because the police are coming to get you. And I have a problem with it in general. The people I spoke to all over the world today, as we were doing stuff, all felt embarrassed for us as a country.
Yeah,
I don't think Putin disrespects. I don't think the president of our country really means anything. I think it's just a bullshit position. I think that Putin and even the missile boy and even Zhao, they respect our military. My question to the military then becomes, if the Trump becomes president again, then what happens? That's my question.
He's very well liked among the military crowd. So,
but that's a problem, though. That's a problem.
Why is that? I don't think that's a problem at all. You need to have the military behind the president.
No, here's why the problem is. If you have a guy who's going to have no more elections, and you're going to be just like Putin, and you're going to say, I'm the last president, I'm the autocrat, there's going to be no more democracy. You're supposed to uphold the Constitution. How do you do that?
That's nothing
ridiculous what you're saying.
Okay. When it happens, just like Bill Maher was saying, when Trump loses the election, he's not going to want to leave the White House, which is true. He tried to do succession on January 6th. Tell me what the military is going to do. The military is going to be great, because now we're going to have the military state. Gentlemen, if you want to live in Nazi Germany, you're getting close to it. 18 weeks away, and you can have your Nazi Germany.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
No way. Yeah,
I hope you're right, but I think you're wrong.
No, you're reading into too much propaganda, I think.
Yeah.
No, I actually read history books, and if you read Mein Kampf, and Hitler says, And Trump said Hitler did some great things. That's bad to hear. And I've said I've read Mein Kampf. I don't think Trump reads, so I don't think he's read it. Like I said, the first 400 pages is great. It's all about infrastructure. After that, it talks about killing the Jews. So what part did Trump like? They asked him point blank questions. Are you going to concede the election? Well, if it's fair and listen, he's setting himself up to take over the country. And if you want to live in an autocrat society like Putin, that's great. There'll be no more freedom of speech, no more freedom of this, no more freedom of that. Awesome. And you vote Republican. It's that simple. And that's what everybody worldwide is saying. Not me. I talk to everybody. I don't know how many people you talk to around the world every day. I talk to a lot. Nobody thinks anything different, unfortunately. And they don't have a problem telling anybody.
Yeah. I don't have any skin in the game, but for the way it looks now, it looks like that potentially there could be a civil war.
I'm going with that. My money's on that. Yeah, I'm buying more defense stock.
They're propping it up, that idea with that Civil War movie that came out not too long ago.
Yeah, that was a good movie, though. Wow. I liked it.
Oh, no.
Well, you see it?
I didn't see it.
But when the movies turn into reality,
you guys have got very vivid imaginations. It's not going to happen.
John. Okay, John, because you're the most pragmatic one here. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, that's what I have to.
We'll just let you do that. Can you tell us what you think?
Focus it on the debate. Focus it on the so-called debate.
Well, there was no debate.
Look, there was no. I didn't watch the debate. I just read the sort of the cliff notes. Yeah.
And the other part of it, which was interesting, because I was watching it on CNN, but reading the FT while it was going on, and the FT was fact-checking the whole time. I think they said Trump told the truth once, Biden lied 3 times. So I'm like, wow. So Trump had 30 or 40 misstatements or mistruths, and Biden had 3 or 4 because he missed up on the Medicare drug pricing, I think. So that's very interesting as well. So listen, at the end of the day, as a country, we're screwed. Let's just be point blank, we're screwed. It doesn't matter at this point if it's a Democrat or a Republican. The Democrats aren't serious. So yes, I think they brought this debate. Biden's people wanted the debate.
Pre-COVID, things were great. Pre-COVID, things were great.
No, they weren't great.
They were great.
They weren't. They weren't great. I hate to tell you this.
Wow.
No, things in America haven't been great for a long time. Things in America haven't been great since 2008. 2008, we were theoretically in a depression.
That was pretty.
And we haven't gotten out of 2008 yet. Yeah. So all that's going to happen with our Dumber gets in is we're going in now, whether it's recession or depression, it's going to get worse. Not for the wealthy. Guys, I don't give a shit. The poor people, the middle class, they're going to get screwed. And that's going to hurt the wealthy because we all then have to leave and go somewhere else. Because the American people aren't going to put up with it much longer.
Do you know what was in the COVID-19 vaccine?
Bill Gates' tracking device? Apathy. Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's has brought us to this point. So, but there you go.
All I know is that the debate was an embarrassment for America as a country. And I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. And if you think it was a good debate, then you were watching a totally different program than the rest of the people.
I don't think anybody thinks it was a good debate. It's just,
it was a clear setup.
It's a clear setup to get Biden to drop out.
He hasn't dropped out. He hasn't dropped out yet, John.
Give it 4 days. Give it a few days.
Can we quote you on that? We'll come back to that next week.
Yeah, we'll be back by then. That's right.
So
we're back until Trump becomes president, when he cancels our show because we actually speak what's going on.
Well, speaking of what's really going on, do we actually have a vodka guest?
We do have a vodka guest. William is here. He's going to talk about his vodka. Now, just so we're clear, William didn't send us any vodka, so we don't know if it's good or bad.
That's right.
I was drinking scotch all morning because we were doing the cigar show before this show, which comes on.
You're all set up.
So the funny part is
Costco Kirkland vodka was voted the best in the world, and some.
By everybody that shops at Costco.
That's right. It's the Costco.
They got the gold medal of some
but theirs is made by, I want to say it's made by somebody like Absolute or whoever. Like their vodka is made by somebody. Yeah,
it was made best by Wirecutter.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Latin magazine. Everybody reads.
Wire cutter.
Yeah. Michael's like, who the hell is wire cutter? That's the guy that's trying to break out of prison.
Well, we should ask the vodka guy if he knows who makes.
Let's ask them. Should we bring the vodka? Should we bring the vodka in?
Yeah, let's
bring
him in.
No more. All right, so we're not going to talk about the debate. We're done. We're just going to talk about vodka now.
We're 15 minutes in. Yeah, I think the debate wasn't even a debate, and I think we all know that.
Okay, good. All right, here's William. William, if you can't, your background's making you disappear. You may have to change it, but keep going.
All right. You disappeared again. I don't want to disappear. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Well, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
William, tell us about your vodka company. But first, what did you think of the debate? No, I'm just kidding. I feel like Jimmy.
We're going to start. No, so no debate questions, but my God, was that interesting to watch. My goodness.
There you go.
Well, what's your story, Will? Where are you right now?
Sure. So I am currently in Jacksonville, Florida. I am a native of Orlando, Florida. Decided to well, let me backtrack a little bit. I first got involved with the alcohol and spirits industry maybe about 15 years ago. I was lucky enough to get an internship with a mentor who was another, my first ever Black-owned vodka brand owner that I ever met, which was just phenomenal to me. Based out of Miami, Florida. His name is Victor Harvey. He allowed me to intern with him while I was actually pursuing my master's in business degree. And I kind of learned the industry a little bit, shied away from it. And about 15 years later, we kind of reconnected. And, he thought it would be a great idea for me to kind of launch that venture now because, I guess I was such a great student and I learned as much as I could to just kind of get started in that sector.
Okay, that's great, Will. So that's kind of inspiring then. You were inspired by your mentor. You were able to take over the business or at least take it into a new direction.
Yeah.
What is the new direction?
So the new direction. Yep. So right now I decided to actually launch a kiwi flavored vodka. So right now we are the only pure kiwi flavored vodka in the United States. So there's been a lot of different variations. You have strawberry kiwi, you have your mixtures, but not a pure kiwi flavored drink that of course is Black owned. Apart from that, it's more of a legacy company that I decided to start. It is NJ Vodka. That's NEDAJ, and it's pretty much a wordplay on my son's name. His name is Jaden, so the vodka is NJ. So it's his name spelled backwards. He is turning 21 this year, so
so now he can be a spokesperson.
Yeah, it could be a spokesperson as long as he don't sample too much of the vodka, and possibly pass it on as a legacy company to him.
Very cool. So let me ask you this: so you have your vodka, and if somebody sees the show and wants to try it, how do they get your vodka? Where do they buy it? Where are you? What stores are carrying you? And have you won any awards? Like apparently Costco has won an award from the New York Times. Big deal. So what's the story there?
Right. So you can actually find us right now on Tipsy. That's TIPXY.com. They're our online distributor right now. We are carried in a few Florida retail locations. That's Total Wines. So we sold out of Tallahassee's location. We currently have a few bottles in Pensacola, Naples, and Boca Raton.
Well, sure, because Boca, everybody's rich. They got nothing to do except play golf, play with their sugar babies, and drink. So I got it.
And they can buy, $38 bottle vodka. So of course, it's a great market, and we definitely wanted to position ourselves as a premium vodka in that area. Absolutely.
Okay.
Why did you go with kiwi? Did you do any market tests to figure out that was the one you had to go with?
Absolutely. So I've been in corporate marketing, market research for about 25 years. And upon doing the research, I decided that, kiwi was definitely the flavor, the way to go. There's other cookie cutter flavors that we call, we have the watermelons, the coconuts, pineapple, apple, all that stuff. No one ever had a pure kiwi in the United States. Now, we do have competitors, of course. There's New Zealand that has kiwi. There's, Australia. However, nothing within our particular U.S. Target audience. So that definitely was a given for us to just kind of make our flagship flavor, that first kiwi flavor, and just kind of see how it goes.
Are you going to try to go national, or are you going to just be more of a Southeast regional type brand right now?
Great question. So right now we are working with a physical distributor that is looking to take us national. And when I say national, we're talking national and physical locations, because right now we are on with our online distributor. We can ship to 48 states, but we do want to have more of a national presence with a stronger presence primarily on the West Coast, Northeast, and of course the Southeast region, based on our research and demographics.
So when you say the Northeast, you mean basically like New York, New Jersey, and then you want to be California, probably like Los Angeles, Seattle, San Francisco.
To put it in perspective, where a bunch of rich old farts are.
There you go. And then I'm assuming you want to be in Vegas, because we all know what happens in Vegas. We video and put it on the internet. So I would assume at some point you'll be at Vegas. So he disappears. I like that. So very cool. Well, this is exciting.
Can I just ask a question? Why only 48 states? I thought there was 51, 52 states.
So there are some restrictions with our online retailers, so they cannot, maybe sometimes distribute to a certain state based on state alcohol laws. So with that, and of course, and I've been around this industry for a while. I recently found out that in Washington you can actually self-distribute. I did not know that. So that basically means there's no distributor needed. So if I was in Washington, D.C., I can knock on doors and liquor stores and bars and restaurants and sell directly to those guys. So alcohol.
If you go to D.C., you should hit 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I think after last night, I think they need lots of vodka.
I think they need a lot of cases of that, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
All the buildings around there where the Congress guys and the Senate people hang out, you can probably give them stuff. They're probably going to need that.
Yeah.
Well, can I just roll back on that a bit, because I find it quite strange. If I have a vodka, I'm based in Europe. If I have a vodka, I can go and sell it to anybody. I don't have to do it through a distributor. Is that a US thing that you have to go through a distributor? Okay, you want the volume. Okay,
I think I'm too pretty to go to jail. So yeah, that's definitely if you don't want to, get a fine for bootlegging or anything, and it's more prohibition.
Okay.
They want to. It's more taxed. They want to make sure everything's regulated the right way.
Yeah.
So they and TTB over in the States here, that's Tobacco and Trade Bureau. They're very strict on that. So you definitely want to play by the rules. Get a distributor. Cannot sell directly online. Even if you purchase online, it's going to redirect to your distributor to make that purchase, and then the distributor pays you after that purchase has been made.
What happened? What happened to all the free trade in America? Where's all that?
Where is that?
There's no free trade in America.
What's that all about? That you have to go. What sort of mafia thing is that? Then you have to go through and of course they're all licensed distributors. I take it you have to pay a license fee to somebody. How many days?
And you must be registered in each state as well. So
yeah. And that's the same as you want to export as well. You have to have an export license.
Only to export outside of the U.S., yes. Or you can get with a manufacturer that does it under their license, but they're going to charge you a pretty hefty fee.
Yeah,
So
now,
what kind of traction have you seen so far? And how long ago did you launch this NJ Kiwi vodka?
Right. So we have been in business now for about 2 years. And with every business, I kind of get back in professor mode. I'm also a retired college professor. There's 4 stages of what's called any product life cycle. There's introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So we've been in that introduction stage for about a year before we saw any type of growth. So right now we're currently in the growth stage. And our strategy, once we started seeing significant growth, is to then release a new flavor. So that may be our traditional unflavored vodka, or we may come up with another flavor once, just to kind of get us in, continue that growth pattern and not the right maturity stage, because some businesses, when they get in that maturity stage, they have to either create another product, or they're going to go to that decline stage. We don't want to be there. So right now we're starting to see some growth after about a year.
And you were looking, like when you and I first spoke like 6 months ago or so, you were looking for funding, right? Because you're growing and you're looking. So we make this statement. So, are you still looking for money for your company to grow, or did you finally find someone to write you a check?
No, so and a quick backstory on that, we are a debt-free company. So I went in my 401k and I dropped about 200k of my own money into this. So we have people that are approaching, we have investors that are now wanting to come, but now that we're seeing the growth, we're wanting to just kind of not pursue that at the moment. We'll kind of see how sales are, how growth are, so we can be as much self-contained as we can, and then bring on investors if needed. So short answer to that, Stephen, is yes and no.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then on the yes side, if anybody like Ryan Reynolds watches our show all the time because he calls after and he always wants to know what we're doing. So if anybody's watching the show, if you're thinking about investing, check with your accountants, your lawyer, your wife, your girlfriend, your mistress, your sugar baby, or whoever makes your financial decisions for you, and you're good to go. So so if you did take an investment, though, you take it as equity, I would assume. Right now it's 100% owned, I'm assuming, by you.
Yes, correct.
Right. So any investor would be an equity play.
Correct.
All right, Ryan, I'm telling you, this is where you put your money now. You put this with the aviation gin, Val. This is it. This is the next big one. So
and of course, we've done the research. And another reason why I say we want to definitely target those areas, New York, Boston, Connecticut, those places. Research shows that vodka is the #1 selling spirits there. So there's vodka, there's wine, there's beer, and of course, during the pandemic, we saw alcohol sales spike because everyone's at home drinking. And alcohol, the spirits industry is one of those industries that's going to be forever. It's forever money, guys. It's not going anywhere. It is forever.
Yeah. Well, and the good thing is in November, a lot of people are going to be drinking.
If you watch any American movie or any American soap or whatever, as opposed to like, for instance, a UK soap. If you're a UK soap and they have an issue, they go make a cup of tea. But if you're in the US, everybody's reaching for a bottle of something, a glass of something. And so it's always quite funny to watch.
Absolutely.
So have problems, drink alcohol. That's the way to go. That's the way to go forward.
So where do you produce the vodka, and who distills it for you?
Sure. So it's based out of New York. So we are distilled. And the great backstory with that as well is she who produces it, her name is Vanessa Braxton. She is the first African-American owned distillery in New York, actually the whole US. So she's the first. She's been doing this for about 13 years as well. And I reached out to her about 2 years ago, had the opportunity to kind of, get her backstory, get the great vodka produced. She produces for many celebrities as well. So I kind of lucked up to get in when I got it because it's such a great support system. And she has such great distribution channels that I get great preference when it's come to the vodka.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so it looks like she's she's in Long Island. I just did a quick search. The first African American woman master distiller. So
we should have her on the show with you next time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's a great guest. I mean, she's been a great mentor. She's really got me over a couple hurdles. I have not dealt with a lot of challenges that a lot of startup alcohol companies have to actually face, and I'm very thankful for that because she has done great.
So let me ask you this: so you started as an intern, and then you said you were a retired professor. So as a professor, what did you teach?
Oh my gosh, to talk finance, accounting, marketing, entrepreneurship, the general stuff. I was in various industries doing marketing. I worked as a marketing director. I'm an egghead, everything SEO, Google Analytics, web design, where I can do it. Like
did none of that not teach you to say don't start your own business? I mean,
right. They didn't prepare me for entrepreneurship, which is not for everyone. We know some nights you're eating steak dinner, some nights you're eating ramen noodles. You know how it goes. I mean, entrepreneurship.
That is true. So will you be are you profitable, or are you on your way to profitability now as a 2-year-old startup?
Starting to see the returns. So it's now starting to see the profits after 2 years, and that's 2 years of ramping up. And the great thing with distributor that we're actually speaking with, they are supporting the tastings, in-store tastings. I had to they were very intense though. They just didn't take on the brand. They wanted to have a detailed 6 month to 12-month brand plan, your marketing plan. How do you plan on selling this vodka that we're going to buy from you? It's a new brand. No one's heard of you. What makes Kiwi so unique? So I had to really sell them on that and just kind of, dig down deep to let them know that I'm 100% committed.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking if you put 200,000 of your own money in, that's pretty much means you're committed. So it's not like
you're committed. I could have had a lot of sugar babies with that, Stephen, right? So
I know, right? Tell me about it. That you could have at least 3 or 4. So don't say that to your wife hears you, because when it's terrible, then they get mad, and then there's a divorce attorney. But no, I think I like the fact, forgetting that it's Black owned. I like the fact that it's an entrepreneurial. Like I saw a niche, there was a void in the market, and I went in after, and I went. And I know being Black owned, which is really in this day and age horrible to say, not that it's Black owned, that's great. But the fact that we have to say it's the first Black owned this or the first Black owned that, that's terrible. Right? You're a human being like the rest of us. So and you're an entrepreneur. The fact that you're Black should have nothing to do with it. But I know that we're still a very racist country, but I'm very excited that you and your mentor, if you will, the lady who's the first distributor or the distiller, master distiller in Long Island, I think that's awesome. I think that's great. And I think more stories like this need to come out so people understand, like, you can be an entrepreneur, whether you're white, you're Black, you're green, you're purple, you're straight, or you're gay, or whatever you are, you can do something, right? There's no your own stigmatism. So for that, I say kudos. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
Cool. So are you your own now, because she's your master distiller, she has employees. So other than you and your son now, because he's of legal age, is now your spokesperson. How many employees do you have, or are you it?
Oh, well, as far as just day-to-day operations, just me. However, I do have about 20 sales reps in the field. And of course, like I said, Washington, of course, that's a no-brainer. You don't have to be, nationally distributed. You have a national federal permit. Get a bunch of sales reps in Washington to sell your product. I have a few in Texas. I have a few that's in Florida. So it's spread out, a few in New York. So I have about 10 to 12 sales reps.
That's very awesome. Now, where in Florida can people buy, or not Florida, where in Texas can they buy?
We are going to be in Katy, Texas. There's also Houston and Dallas and Grapevine, Texas, Total Wines.
Grapevine is actually a nice little town, by the way. So if you've never been to Grapevine, you should go, not just for this vodka, but just to go to Grapevine. What about Austin? Because that's where I'm at. And since, like I said, I didn't
you gotta get one to Austin, Will.
Yeah, like my
absolutely.
What about what does your son think about it? I mean, have you talked with him about this? Passing the torch and getting him involved.
Yeah, he's kind of on board. So he's he's doing way more than I did at his age. So let me tell you what this kid does. First, he's off in college. He's a junior. He's in college, but he gets these cars and he rents them out on Turo. So Turo's the online car rental.
Yeah.
He not only rents these cars, he rents these super cool little motorcycles called Slingshots. So he gets 2 or 3 of those and rents them out. He rents them to guys that wants to put them in commercials and music videos. I mean, he's doing this phenomenal stuff. So I'm hoping that he comes around and say he wants to be a part of the business, but he has so much going on right now. I'm not sure.
He's like, Dad, I have more money than you. I'm not coming to the vodka business. He's going to be like, I'll be your investor. Give me another 6 months. I'll write the check. So
I may need to ask him for an investment. His name's on the business after all, So
that's
there
right.
You go. That's great. So the full family is an entrepreneurial family.
Oh yeah.
That's great. I love that.
I started 11, 12 years old. Yeah.
Right.
What did you do at that age? What entrepreneurial effort did you do at that age?
Oh my gosh. Back then I was doing freestyle, like graphic design. I was sketching by hand, making lemonade, doing whatever I could, going to buy comic books for the kids that couldn't get to the comic book store, just mark them up $1 or $2. I would sell baseball cards at school, basketball cards.
Nice.
I made the one mistake of and I think about this every day. I had at that time, back in 1994, a Michael Jordan mint card that I sold for $5, and I know now that card is probably worth God knows how much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
These things are sent to haunt us. So that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
He could have financed his whole vodka company with that
All
car.
right. 94 now. That card is about 10 grand now.
Maybe Michael's. I don't know if Michael watches, but if Michael's watching, there you go, Michael. Here's an investment for you. You can make up for the $5 card he sold.
Yeah, that $5 card I had. My goodness.
That is pretty cool. Well, that's awesome. What else should we know about your vodka company? Or is there anything you want to say? Listen, and I say this in the nicest way, this is for you to prostitute yourself to all our 100,000 subscribers. So tell them everything you want them to know, and then we're going to let you go and sell some more vodka, and I'm sure mine will show up at my door at any moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's the first kiwi flavored vodka in the U.S. So, you guys are going to love it. Mixes great with mixers. One of our strategies with our sales reps, we have them go and make custom cocktails to then be placed on the menus of where they go. So, we have right now a couple different cocktails, and we have a create your own cocktail. So, anybody that buys it, we have them make a cocktail, upload it to our social media, tell us how you like it, and you'll get another free bottle. So look out for us. We're going to make big waves. We're here, the Dodge Vodka.
Very nice. Very, very cool. Well, thank you for coming on. And everybody get in Florida, you can find it at Total Wines and in Pensacola and Boca and the whole thing. And one day it'll show up in Texas, maybe. Hopefully. It's coming to Los Angeles and San Francisco, and that is great. As you grow and as you get more distributors and more growth nationally, come back and tell us and share with us like some of the challenges and what's been going on and whatnot. That would be very cool, I think. And if you want to bring your master distiller on, that would be also very cool.
Absolutely. I would say give us about 6 months. We're going to have a story that's going to blow you guys away.
We're looking forward to it.
Come back and tell us then.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Will.
Cheers.
That was very cool.
That's a fun one. Good story.
That's a nice story. Yeah.
He's got a good story.
I think
working with a master distiller out of Long Island. There you go.
Yep. Well, that's the key, right? You got to work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Not like if you gave it the four of us to do it, we'd be like potatoes. So but no, that is really cool. I like the fact that he's letting someone else do the heavy lifting for the manufacturing, and that he is coming up with the distributing and the marketing and the whatnot.
and to manage and grow a team of 20, in his first couple of years is pretty good.
I think you learned that in an entrepreneurial school. I think if you have a dog, don't bark yourself. There you go. Number one tip for all entrepreneurs.
I see. Interesting.
Well, that's awesome.
Thank you.
There you go.
Well, there's a lot of vodkas out there.
There's only one kiwi vodka. There's only one kiwi vodka in the United States.
Made in America. The other kiwi comes from the kiwi country, and the other one comes from Australia, as he put it. So, and that's what we were saying to him before, like the show. We said, hey, if you want us to sample it, send us something so we can all taste it and say, hey, this is really good, bad, or indifferent. But we never got one, so it's hard for us to say this is a really good vodka. So,
that's right. We can't say that. We're going to have to rely on Wirecutter to do their review of NJ Vodka.
Well, NJ Vodka, thank you for joining us. It was very nice to have William with us. What's our next topic? We're going to talk about the Amazon thing because that kind of ties to the debate.
It does tie into the debate somewhat, and also let's mention that next week we have Darren Mason again, our good friend who spoke about enterprise sales last time, which was back in January. Dr. Evil. That's right, Dr. Evil.
I love Dr. Evil. Oh, I can't wait. I'm dressing for Dr. Evil.
All right. Well, you do that every time anyway. But he's coming on to talk about burnout because now he's working on and continuing his time as a consultant, and he's talking about burnout. So he'll be giving us the whole scoop on how to avoid it, what it is, and how to alleviate it, which for some of our listeners, I imagine might be helpful.
Yeah. Certainly have to listen to this show every Saturday morning.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah. Right there in my heart. It hurts.
Yeah.
Well, a reflection on last week's show with Jeff Dunkel of Optane Health, the AI-driven health assessment company that actually uses AI to look into your eye and figure out what disease you have. That show got 26,000 views, which is the largest show, highest viewed show that we've got by 2 times. The last one that was at 13K was I think the Cory Doctorow show and the there you go, Cory Doctorow show and the Michael Collins show on multinational corporations. So we doubled that. Well done, Joe.
Which was unusual because I was actually on the show. Normally, the good shows are the ones I'm not on.
Well, I don't know if you watched the show, Dave. We took you out. So we just black screened you, so it was fun.
Story of my life, that is.
Oh, stop it! No, it was a very interesting show, and it's got a lot of comments. A lot of people have watched it. I know when we promoted it on other places, it got a lot of views there as well. So hopefully that's helping Jeff's company and helping people that actually need that technology out as well. So that was a great show.
Yeah,
so,
that was a
good job. Good job to the whole team. That was a team effort. That was not just one person. So.
Well, let's touch on Amazon before we go to Lost and Found, because Amazon is making I mean, maybe a little late. Everybody knows about Temu and Shine, those Chinese low-cost distributors that take advantage of a not a loophole, but of an allowance that if you send less than $800 worth of goods directly to a consumer from out of the country, particularly China, they're not taxed they're not subject to tariffs. So by doing this, Temu and Shine have been gobbling up the market from Amazon, the low end market, because their prices, if you've seen them, are dirt cheap, very low, for goods that are equivalently, for the most part, I would say equivalently developed. You get what you pay for. But Amazon plans to launch its own discount store in direct opposition to Temu and Shine.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I have somebody I know that bought somebody from Temu. One person had a great experience, and one person never got their product. You know what I mean? Like they sort of like
get it at all.
They didn't get it at all. Like it showed that it was delivered, and they're like, it certainly wasn't delivered to their house, so they got their money back, which is fine from the credit card company. And then somebody I know ordered, I want to say dresses or something, and the dresses came, and they were just like the worst, and they sent them back, and they got a refund. So it's kind of,
if you're only right, 80% of the time at that price point, maybe it's worth it.
That's it.
Maybe it's worth it.
I mean, I was reading a report yesterday. I think 60% of all online purchases in Holland are coming through these Chinese companies.
60%.
60%,
wow.
Yeah. So even the online retailers are having it tough because the Temu people are just everywhere. You can't. Every time you turn on your telephone, they're there on every feed, everywhere.
Oh wow!
It's a complete.
What's happening though is a lot of people on Amazon now are going to these sites and buying in bulk, and they're buying whatever the widget is for $1, and they're selling it on Amazon for $3 or $4.
Yeah,
and Temu will tell you that they'll ship it right to your Amazon warehouse for you.
Yeah.
So it's ready to go. Basically, what's happening is that if you don't know that, you can go to Temu or Amazon. But if you're like, hey, I want to do it, and I want to do my own warehouse type thing, you can actually that's how people are starting an Amazon business. To David's point, there's a video on it every 15 seconds, like, hey, here's the top 15, lack of a better term, wholesalers you can buy from China, and they have a deal with Amazon. So really, for Amazon, it's a win-win no matter what.
Yeah.
Their promo here in Europe is buy at millionaire prices. Buy like a millionaire. It's all about value.
I thought billionaires don't pay for things. People give them things. Come now.
Yeah, well, I think that's what they're insinuating. But it's it's tough that they are everywhere to the point that you just think, really, again, every feed, everything. It's all over the place. And of course, Shine. They didn't actually feel the love in the US. So it looks like they're gonna do their IPO in London because the London Stock Exchange is desperate to get a couple of big clients back.
Yeah, I heard they'll take anyone, right?
Well, everybody else is going to Frankfurt or to here in Holland.
Well, you can't come to the U.S. right now as a Chinese company because there's different accounting laws and different this and different that. So if you want to not be delisted or have some issues, then you go to the LSE. Alibaba, for people that own Alibaba stock, probably don't realize that they own nothing because Alibaba set up a Cayman corporation and you own stock in a Cayman corporation that has no assets. So if Alibaba tomorrow gets kicked out of the United States, you're suing the Cayman corporation. That's just a mailbox drop. So you have to be very careful when companies from overseas do listings. And the LSE, I'm not sure how they're going to do it.
The Dutch are famous for the letterbox companies. So
those are Cayman Islands. So.
We got I think Rolling Stones are registered here. U2, anybody that's got anything to do with royalties is registered here in Holland. Yeah,
wow! I did not know that. New fact.
Yeah, it's just a
but Chinese companies, listed in the U.S., Steve's point is, absolutely on par. You don't know what the hell you're buying. You're buying a Cayman Island that owns, 10% of another company based in Hong Kong that then owns, blah blah blah, and it's the account that they do phantom accounting. It just. You can't rely on Chinese accounting stuff. It's a good speculative casino.
From the godfathers of capitalism, United States, you've taught the world well, have you not? So
no, in the U.S. we're not that flagrant. You
That's
can't
right.
just. Come on, you read a financial statement.
Unless you lose one of the big three, then you're free.
At least you know what the hell you're looking at is quite close to the truth.
Oh yeah, Exxon. What was the other one? Okay, right.
Enron. You're close to the truth, and then 3 years later, they're like, "Oh, by the way, we have to restate." So,
all right, okay, so so there's a few. There's always going to be a bad apple somewhere, right?
That's
maybe it's the same that we only know the names of 3 apples from the whole orchard of Chinese companies. Maybe maybe the rest are doing okay. And we just
I mean, I wouldn't take a bet on that one, David.
No,
I wouldn't watch football, David. I wouldn't put money on that.
When you can't go there and do an actual audit of a company, then it's your financial statements are crap. Just make believe.
Who needs to audit? Hey, just
it's only money. It's only who cares? Don't worry about it.
It's only money.
It's only money.
Yeah.
We're talking about only money. We should do Lost and Found. Let's find out who's making money and who's not making money.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to this week's Lost and Found, uncovering dollar winners and losers, where we discuss dollars lost and dollars gained by various companies and projects.
Oh, here we is. All right, John, what do you got?
All right, look, I got 2 things. The first one is, for me, a big one, which is that Julian Assange was finally freed from I don't know what to call it.
High security prison.
The fact that he was, 5 years in a maximum security prison in the UK is a fucking abomination, and everywhere,
you should have been in Guantanamo Bay. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that, everybody should be really worried that, at how he was treated, if you value freedom of speech, which is the first thing that goes in a democracy, to authoritarianism, you should be really worried, because he had to make a deal, to plead that he distributed U.S. secrets, right? And we found out a hell of a lot of stuff thanks to him. So I think that's, I don't know if that's definitely dollar one
for him. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. It's a win for him. It's a win for people who pay attention to the idea of freedom of speech. And let's see what happens after this. Now that he's
It's also a win for that very small holiday island stuck in the middle of nowhere, which the Americans seem to own. At the Taiwanese and the Chinese go on holiday to.
Taipan. Yeah.
The only place you could go, only American place you can go without a visa for Chinese people. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, I don't know. Well, Bill Gates is putting a lot of, actually billion also into nuclear companies to do small reactors, so small nuclear reactors. Which finally he's putting his money into something that's useful. That's not social engineering. So
that's because Bill Gates said that the AI doesn't use that much power. So now he's trying to create power for it. It was a big article today in the FT about that.
That's what he's doing.
That's why he's doing it.
The whole AI thing, is kind of it's just shocking. How we're dumping money into something that's the infrastructure to support AI could end up costing about $1 trillion. And we don't have right now something that's actually worthwhile. All that cash and energy. There's no app or there's no sort of productive use of AI that's justifying that cost. Not as of now. So, but anyway.
So is that a found dollar or a lost dollar then, John?
They're lost dollar, I think.
Lost dollar.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll continue on the AI trend. I've got a couple for you. The Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook fame, Meta fame, is critiquing people who are quote unquote hoarding AI technology. So he didn't point to, he didn't say OpenAI explicitly, but he said he finds it a pretty big turnoff when people talk about building a one true AI. It's almost as if they think they're creating God or something.
Mm-hmm. And didn't he try to do that with Facebook and Meta? Who cares if this guy is? What the hell? Mark Zuckerberg.
He's not happy about somebody else doing
it. It's amazing he can talk with all those sour grapes in his mouth. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah. And actually, some would argue that he's the AI. So who knows?
Yeah.
There you go.
A robot, at least. So that's probably a dollar. A dollar found for anybody who has half a brain to see that that's a ridiculous statement.
There you go.
And then I've got $1 lost for, maybe it's really a loss for plant-based burgers. Beyond Meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They tried to partner with McDonald's, and it was not successful. Not successful whatsoever in San Francisco and Dallas.
In my supermarket, disappeared out of the shop.
Gone.
Yeah.
So that's a big loss for plant-based meat, but a win for everybody else who enjoys meat. So,
and in Florida, you can't buy it anymore because I think they're outlawing it. So, way to go, Rick DeSantis. I got two quick ones. One, Nike reported their what looks like their earnings are going to come out. Lost a whole bunch of money on the opening so far this morning, which is Friday. The show's on Saturday. So that's a lost dollar for investors and Nike. They said disappointing earnings for the quarter. And I'm not sure if this is a win or a loss, but the state of Oklahoma says that there has to be a 10 commandment tablet or 10 commandments in every classroom in every school. And I don't know if that's a win or a loss. I'm a little church and state supposed to be separated. I don't know about that.
True, but we've talked about many times we've talked about shared morality and shared values and the need for that. So maybe this is their effort to do that.
I had to sing hymns every morning at school to start off the day. So 9 o'clock.
Well, because you went to like a Catholic school. That's fun.
No. It's just a normal school in the UK standard.
Watching the news in the morning at school?
No, singing hymns. Yeah.
Singing hymns. He didn't sing hers. He sung hymns. You know what I'm saying? Okay. They do that in Chinese schools. They stay up every morning and sing. Yeah.
Sorry, John?
Good for the soul.
It was good for the soul. You're singing.
It was good. Yeah, it was good for the soul. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Singing is good for the soul. I mean, let's be real here. We are mostly water, and the vibrations from singing actually do prove to be better. So better for your health.
Yeah.
And if you've seen a recent report, dancing is actually the most, better than antidepressants. Yes, there you go, David. Dancing is actually the best solution for depression. Is just regular dancing to music that you like.
Well, when I dance, my kids just say that's dead dancing. It makes them depressed. So
it makes them depressed. Yeah, makes you happy, makes them depressed.
So what did you sing? Onward, Christian Soldiers, or something like that?
Yeah,
oh my God!
Soldiers. Yeah, marching on for God. Yeah,
yeah,
with the cross of Jesus. Yeah.
All right.
And did those feet in ancient times walk upon England's mountains green? No, whatever.
Okay.
But, I'm Church of England. You have to know a few hymns. If not, you can't get in.
That's right.
So it's like
all right, David. What cow jumped over what moon? Saved what planet? What's going on?
Well, we were talking about really important AI last week, and so I found one which I thought was incredibly important because I did. I found this AI product. And it's actually it's designed to really piss off squirrels, which is great. It's a AI smart bird feeder, and what it does is it has 6,000 bird species in its database, and when it comes to the feeder, it takes a photograph of it, and you can then give it. You can collect the photographs to see what birds are coming to your feed table, or all sorts of stuff. And if you don't like the ones that are there, you can shout into it, or it will flash a light or a siren, or do whatever you want through the microphone.
You can actually program it to scare off the ones you don't want.
No, I actually don't want the ones that are bad for your car, and of course, and squirrels, because they
selective bird feeding. I've never heard of that.
Bird feeding, yeah. Yours available through certain online distributors.
Temu? Does Temu have it?
No. So maybe another one. More US based, but it's $140, and it's continuously updating its database of birds.
So it's Wi-Fi connected. It's a Wi-Fi connected bird feeder.
Oh, goody! More stuff to go to the Wi-Fi to make it slower.
Yeah. And so
awesome.
So it's okay to drain the world of its drinking water, to make all these AI products, because that way at least the birds get fed through a feeder. Happy days.
Yes.
And you can watch, and you can scare them off, and you can get rid of the squirrels. I mean, it's an all-in-one package.
It's all carbon neutral.
Yep. That's a win, David. That's a win. That's definitely a win.
Carbon neutral.
Unless, of course, you're a squirrel, in which case, you're well miffed. I'm just saying that.
All right.
Well done.
That was fun. Guys, it's always a pleasure. Don't forget you can catch our show every Saturday if you want to or not. It's wherever you get your podcasts. You can catch us here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, feel free to put it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. If you want to be a guest on the show, you have something really cool you want to talk about, why not? We let anybody come on the show. Look, they let us on. And what else do we have? I think that's it, right? Next week we have Dr. Evil.
Darren Mason. Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. Okay.
I can't wait. I love Dr. Evil.
He's great.
Yeah, he has a good sense of humor. He goes along with all our dumb stuff.
Yeah, it's going to need it on this show. Anyway, thanks everyone.
All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.